Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show. Grab your coffee or your tea, hunty, because we have a lot to talk about. But before we get started on those red hot topics, please go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com. We've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, we've got toast. Believe me, we've got you covered. And also, you could purchase my book, Life After the Diagnosis. If you know a survivor or you are a survivor, this is the book that you need. Well, let's go ahead and get this party started right, shall we? Good morning. Welcome to the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show, honey. Grab your coffee and your tea because we got a lot to talk about this morning. But before we get started, you know what I'm going to tell you to do. Go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com, and purchase the merchandise, honey. I'm talking about coffee cups. I'm talking about t-shirts. I'm talking about even my book, Life After the Diagnosis. Life After the Diagnosis was a book that I wrote as I was going through the struggle of leukemia. And it is a motivational book. It's just for upliftment and also to let you know what the journey looked like at the time and how I felt about it. And, it's a book for those who are still in the battle or who knows of someone who is in the battle. It'll bless you. And thank you so much. Anything that you purchase from the website supports the show, of course. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in this morning. Hey, Julius, how are you? I wanted you to be on the show this morning, but you know what? I ain't mad. I ain't mad. I'm going to pull you in. You as well as Charlie and I forgot his name, but I want to pull you guys in on our Father's Day edition. In the month of June, if you follow the show, which I hope you do, in the month of June, we're going to be talking to some fathers and we're going to just be asking them a question about how they feel about being a father in the 21st century, in 2022, because it's hard out here. And so I'm just curious to know, you're on next Thursday. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, sir. And I'm just curious to know how fathers are doing it because, I mean, the court cases and everything, it's not looking like it used to. Fathers are wanting to be a part of their children's lives. And kudos to the fathers. Fathers are taking mothers to court. Fathers are taking the children, not taking the children, but raising the children. It's some single fathers out there that's doing it. And, we give credit to those single mothers, but we're going to give some credit to the single fathers. So kudos to all of you fathers out there that are doing it and doing it well. And I don't want to take away from the mothers, but, June is for the fathers. So we're talking about the dads out there. But, like I did the last time, I'm sort of, these red hots, you gotta address the red hots before you dive into anything because this show is about what you're talking about. So we talk about what you're talking about. And right now it's crazy, but we've got to address the red hots. So red hot number one is this beef that DL Hughley and Monique has. And I'm telling you no lie. Originally, I was like, what beef? Because I'm thinking these comedians have been on the stage for at least 30 years. Maybe 20, 25, 30 years. And I'm thinking they're all cool. So, of course, I had to research and find out what this beef was about. And lo and behold, what I researched was Monique was upset that she did not headline a comedy show that her and DL Hughley was on. DL Hughley headlined the show. Well, I didn't know this was a big deal. I mean, but once again, I'm not a comedian. So I'm thinking, what's the big deal? Just go on the show, make people laugh because we need some laughter at this time. But oh my goodness, after researching and following the threads and all this, Monique just went in on DL Hughley for just, I mean, going in. I'm talking about his wife, his kids, his dog. I mean, she just went berserk, ballistic, insane on him. And I'm just like trying to understand why, what is that about? So I'm researching and the contract DL Hughley posted. And speaking of DL Hughley, he did respond to this madness. And it was a response that was up here, dignified. It wasn't dirty, low down. He didn't get down in the dirt like she did. He was just like, Monique, I understand now why people don't want to work with you. He says, and I've learned my lesson. And, he was just like, wow, how did we get here type of thing, And I heard Monique's response to DL Hughley. And you think she apologized? No. She went in even further, talking about this madness, Hey, Annette, how are you? And I'm like going, wow, how in the world, like, once again, did we get here, So long story short, DL Hughley didn't even have to worry about defending himself because there were other comedians that started defending DL Hughley and going in on Monique. And so they had an interview with Monique asking her how she felt about this other comedian going ham on her for going ham on DL Hughley. And she was like, oh, I'm not worried about that. He's going to do what he's going to do. And I'm like, how can you be okay with this comedian over here talking about you and your husband like a dog? And yet you go in on DL Hughley because he headlines a comedy show? So, of course, people are talking about it and saying that, this is a mental breakdown for Monique because people are just not understanding why she went in the way she went in. And I'm telling you, I looked back and saw the video, and it's baffling to me why she felt the need to do that. And a lot of times you say, why do black people tear other black people down? And I'm not trying to make this a race thing, but here's another case of it. The black on black crime, and the crime is what is it called? It's the word that it's called. Defaming or it's a legal term that I cannot think of. But anyway, yeah, it's a shame. And that was the red hot that I wanted to talk about. That's one of them. And number two, red hot, is these mass shootings. Okay, so over the Memorial Day weekend, there were 12 mass shootings. Now, why weren't these mass shootings televised? I don't know. We might be getting desensitized by the whole thing. I hope not. but 12 mass shootings. Maybe because they weren't in a school, they were just out in different locations, in different places, different states. But the thought of 12 mass shootings happening over a weekend is mind blowing. So, the gun laws, my people, what in the world is it going to take? I saw on the news that Matthew McConaughey, he is from Udova, the place where the school shooting was, and his heart was just broken. You could tell the way he was addressing Congress about these doggone gun laws. So it's like, wow. Hey, Jackson, how are you? Good morning. Talk to me about these gun laws. What is your feelings about these gun laws and the mass shootings? A total of 12 over the Memorial Day weekend. And the fact that they are dead set on keeping these crazy laws out there. 18-year-olds. Oh, yes. And on the news, there was an anchor that went to a gun show, cameras ready, went to a gun show and was asking about the guns. The AKAs were cheaper than any other rifle. Yes, the the AKAs were cheaper at this gun show than a regular rifle. And the reporters stated to one of the gun sellers, so how many 18-year-olds come to these gun shows and purchase guns? He said, oh, about 20%. That's 20% too much. 18, you can go to a gun show and purchase an AKA on sale, cheaper than any other gun, rifle. I'm not understanding. And this is also what's happening. These gun shows are packed now since the mass shootings. They are storming in to get guns, more and more guns. There's fear, there's power, there's this power trip. And one guy at the gun show was like, I got about 20 some odd guns. Why do you need 20 guns? I'm not getting it. So I'm asking my audience, can you guys help me understand the right? Okay, your First Amendment right, the right to bear arms, I get it, for your safety. This isn't safety we're talking about. 20 guns, 30 guns. That's not safety. That's a freaking army. You're trying to raise an army. Jackson, the problem is in the military. You only have to be 18 years old to even join. You all right. Yeah, the mentality is 18. Yeah. So soon as you hit 18, you can go to the military. So they figure if you can go to the military, then you can get a gun. You're right, Jackson. But, I go back to this. Don't say background checks because 18, you don't have a background. So even if they check your background, you're going to be clean to get it straight up, to get a gun. It's going to be okay to get a gun. And at this particular gun show, on sale, 12 mass shootings. And it wasn't televised. And I'm thinking it wasn't televised because it wasn't school. It wasn't a school. But it's still people going crazy in the streets shooting. And the footage that they had was all you heard was gunshots and people running. And then one person, it seemed like they were just in shock because they weren't running. They were just looking around, which is possible because you are totally in a position of what is happening right now. And it makes you nervous about where could it pop off at? Where is it going to pop off at? You don't know. Could it be the grocery store? Could it be a party? Could it be I don't want to give nobody no idea. So that's it. You don't know where it's going to pop off. And you got to watch what you say, because if they're watching your channel, they can be like, oh, I never thought of that location. And then probably go in. You just never know. But I'm going to also tell you what I will be watching today. Hot topic, red hot topic number 3 is the insurrection. January 6th is on trial, and the trial is publicized. The trial is on television. Now, you better believe Monalisa is going to be front and center watching that trial, trying to understand and wrap my brain around how come these people are still not in jail. And don't say, okay, let's really think about this, people. Let's really, to your core, these people, and it was hundreds of people that stormed the Capitol, raided it, stole, tore it up, used the restroom in it, did the most, and only a few people did a few days in jail. Straight up. Jackson, I believe in the Second Amendment, but you shouldn't have the right to buy an assault rifle. You can't go hunting with her because it'll destroy everything you're hunting. You know what, Jackson? You're right. And I thought it was the First Amendment. It's the Second Amendment. My bad. My correction. Thank you so much. And I agree with you. And like I was saying, Jackson, at this gun show, the AKA was on sale. It was cheaper than any other rifle. That's what I'm tripping on. And it was packed to the brim. These car shows are even more packed because of the mass shootings. Crazy, I know. Yeah. So I agree with you, Jackson, totally. And thank you for your comments. And it just goes to show you, the signs of the times. This is where we are, people. This is what we're looking at. We're looking at guns turning into the norm. Whoever has one, get it. Whoever has one, good to go, protect yourself, whatever. Whoever doesn't, you need to go get one. It's like everybody got a gun. And it's getting worse in the shootings and the crime and all the above. It's just getting worse. And no matter, I don't care how many guns are out there, it doesn't make it better. It doesn't make it. Do you feel safer now? Everybody got a gun. Do you feel like, ooh, I'm so safe? Come on. So, yeah, that was number 2. So, red hot number 3, going back to the insurrection. Right. The trial starts today. And I don't know what time, but I'm going to definitely, when I get off the show, research and make sure that I'm not missing nothing. But all at the same time, I'm too surprised that only a few people went to jail when you can look clearly at the videos and the photos of that insurrection and see hundreds of people. And you say you can't find them, or I don't know what all the excuses are, but just like you can stop somebody before they get on a plane and know that they have drugs, guns, all the above. You can search these people's social media pages and find out who was the participating people in this insurrection, because every one of them was on social media, on their pages, and it's there. And that, well, I take that back. They probably deleted it by now. But is anything really deleted? But when it was happening, you should have, the FBI, the CIA, and everyone else should have went straight to social media and started downloading every video, because they went live bragging on what they were doing in the Capitol, whether it was tearing a window blind down, whether it was stealing a laptop. I'm talking about they did the business in that Capitol. And they had it on social media, promoting and bragging, braggadociously acting on the videos. But yet you don't know who they are. Unbelievable. I mean, every time I hear a news story, and you don't know who the people are, it's surprising to me, because somebody's bragging on social media, somebody's talking about what they did on social media. Social media is putting a whole bunch of folks in jail. But anyway, yeah, it's easy. It's not hard. It is not hard at all to, but like I said, they probably deleted it by now, so you have waited too late. You have waited too late. So those are the three red hots that I wanted to say. And I also wanted to say thank you to everyone who wished me and my hubby a happy anniversary. It was our 3rd year anniversary for our second wedding, June the 7th. Our first wedding was May the 5th. So people who were like, wait a minute, we just told you happy anniversary in May. You're right. We celebrated in May, and thank you so much for those wishes. But we also celebrated the second wedding in June, on June the 7th, and we just had a great old time. And thank you so much for wishing us a second wedding anniversary for our 3rd wedding, for our 3rd year in this wedding blissful walk. So thank you. Now, June is all about the fathers. So I wanted to say, give fathers a shout out, basically give them their flowers now. Father's Day is coming up. Father's Day is actually, is it this weekend? No, I think it's the weekend of Juneteenth, actually. Yeah. So a lot of Juneteenth celebrations, a lot of Father's Day celebrations. Just excited about everything. Now in Savannah, it's raining like crazy. So it's a whole bunch of stuff getting canceled in Savannah because of the rain. But Juneteenth is running along the same line with Father's Day, which is perfect. Okay, Charles. And so usually everything works out towards the end of June, but it looks like the beginning of June is, just like April. It's April showers, but it's June showers in Savannah. So it's a lot of stuff being canceled. But my fathers are, it's funny because I was like, hey, we got the morning show and da 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 da. And I'm forgetting where fathers are. Fathers are at work in the morning, which I ain't mad at y'all fathers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an evening show. And the evening show is going to have multiple fathers because fathers are at home at that time. So I totally understand. Fathers, I get it. You are working. And you're probably, and even if you are at home, you're working at home. So you can't be on the show. Understandable, fathers. In the evening, we're going to have evenings with Mona Lisa. And I haven't had it in a minute, but we're going to accommodate the fathers and have some of the fathers on this evening. And also, like I said, every Thursday this month of June, we're going to be celebrating the fathers. The fathers. Now we're going to also sneak in the red hots because we're talking about what you're talking about, and I can't leave that out of the show. So we're going to do a little bit of that as well. But I definitely want to let you guys in on the evening show because the evening show, and if you haven't seen the evening show, please go to the website and check some of the shows out. It's worth it. It's and it's like we're not in a time frame like we are in the morning. We're just giving it to you, and we're giving it to you well. And so that's the good part about the evenings. We don't have a time. We just
Thank you for tuning in to Mona Lisa Late Night. Grab your glass and let's get started. But before we get there, please go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com. We've got merchandise, we've got t-shirts, we've got cups, we've got totes, we've got everything you need. We've even got my book, Life After the Diagnosis. So, let's go ahead, grab your glass, bottoms up, let's start talking.
Yeah, so that's the evening vibe. So if you're able to uh tune in this evening, please do. We got some dads that, hey, they're working during the day. And hey, it is what it is. They're at work. Can't be mad at them for working. So we're going to go ahead and do that in the evening. So I want you guys to tune in the evenings because it's hot. It's hot. And then, like I said, we're not on a time strain. We just do what we do. And we have a good time doing it. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And we have a really good time on the evening shows. And yeah, this is always good. I love these little promos, for the evening. Yeah, that whole vibe is just now. If you are central, we're on in the evenings around 8 p.m. if you're central, and if you're eastern, we're on at 9 p.m. Now we were Jackson. Good to know. I will share that information. Please do, sir. Please do. If you were, of course, you when you follow me on the show, you know that we were playing with the time frame. We were at 10, and 10 was just a little too late for some folks. So they were like, 10 might be a little too late, but 9 will work. So cool. We changed the time to 9 to accommodate some of our guests, and hey, it worked. So we kept it on 9. And then Central, 8 seemed to be good because around 7, there, I don't know, traffic, getting home and all that good stuff. They need to wind down and all that good stuff. I understand. Everybody that went back to work, it's not the same. It's just not the same. You don't have that free time like you used to. And if you do have that free time, holla at your girl and let me know and bring you on the show. But yeah, so but I'm noticing that it doesn't matter where you go. It's a shortage of workers. It doesn't matter what you're doing, where you go, you see it's a shortage. And I've noticed that I'm thinking, okay, if there's a shortage of workers, right, and it's a lot of stuff being bought and money circulating, what is everybody doing? If you're not working, but money is still being spent, what is happening? And so a lot of entrepreneurs have evolved. A lot of small businesses have evolved from this whole epidemic of the pandemic, and people decided to sit back and say, that dream that I've always wanted to start my business doing, let me get it going. And can you be mad? Nope. But when you go places and it's a shortage, please be nice because it's everywhere. And you're thinking, no, not the grocery store, honey, everywhere. Even when you get your nails done, your hair, barbers, even barbers, hair salons, lashes, it doesn't matter. It's, I don't know. And they're calling it the great resignation. And it's like people are just, but I'm thinking, okay, if you're not working, what are you doing? That's the question. And if you did start your own business or whatever the case may be, let me know so I can have you on the show and let's talk about your business because I really want to know where are all the workers, you know? And kudos to you if you started your own business, man, because 40% of new businesses are being opened by women. I know what we're doing. Ting. We're handling some business. But other than that, what is everybody doing? But like I said, we're going to, always talk about the red hot topics because we talk about what you're talking about. And red hot topic number one was DL Hughley and Queen Mo not even understanding that madness and what that beef was really about. I don't know if you're trying to stay relevant, Monique. I don't know. But I mean, we were rooting for you, when all of that black ball happened and you couldn't get a job and they were just, I mean, I was rooting for you, but now I'm just like trying to understand what the bitterness is and what the argument is. I don't understand. And it's being said that it is a mental breakdown that you're going through. So I don't know. Red hot topic number two was the 12 mass shootings over the Memorial Day weekend, and bye. And it's like that didn't make any sense. Trying to understand what that was about, and then red hot number three is the insurrection court case happening, starting today. Yeah. So let me hear from you guys. Let me hear from you guys. Give me some comments, some concerns, some questions, whatever the case may be. I would like to know how you feel about these red hot topics, and I would like to know how you feel about us having series shows. A series show is basically one subject that we handle for the whole month. Um, and we're doing different things. We're doing different things in 2022. We started in January 2022, just, hey, Happy New Year, whoop de woo. And then February was our first series show. It was the Love Is. And every Thursday in February, we were talking about love. We were talking to couples, we were talking to people who are in love, and that was February. And then March, we were talking about authors. We were giving everyone that was an author or a publisher an opportunity to promote their book or talk about who they're promoting. And that was March. In April, we were talking about mental health because it was some stuff going on that we were like, huh? And it's still going on. But we were talking about mental health in April. And then May was Mother's Day, whoop, 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 and also my wedding anniversary. but we were talking about mothers and giving mothers the opportunity to give shout outs to everyone in May. And in June, fathers. So it's been series talks for the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show. And I want to know how you guys feel about the series, because in the past, and we started in 2020, and we are 2 years old. Oop, 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 oop. Our anniversary, 2 year anniversary, was April the 16th. And we didn't do too much celebrating because mental illness was the topic. And so, it sort of was a little weird. But we've been around for 2 years, and we're testing the waters on different topics, different ways on how we do the show and what we're going to do. So just curious on how you guys feel about our series shows. And I want you guys to chime in on how you feel about the show in general. The critiques, the comments, the kudos, whatever the case may be, we want to know. How else are we going to grow if we don't know? So click like and share the show. Give us the comments, give us the beef, give us the business. If you have, Mona Lisa, I don't like your show. Mona Lisa, I love your show. Mona Lisa, do this to the show. Mona Lisa, I have concern about your show. Whatever the case may be, we are here for you. We opened up the floor on Facebook Live because we were on shutdown, and I didn't hear from family, I didn't hear from friends, and it was about to drive me crazy. So I wanted to know what everybody was doing, and that's the premise. That's what we're all about. What are you doing? And being nosy. No, I take that back. Not being nosy, just information. Information rules the nation, right? And then conversation rules the nation. So let's have a conversation about information on the show. That's what we're about. And I want to thank All Things Media, All Things Relevant Black Media, ATL, ATR, Lord ATL, ATR, All Things Relevant Black Media TV. I want to thank them for starting the promotion of us, keeping us afloat in a lot of arenas. I thank you. And I want to thank my audience across the nation. You never know who's watching, but it's so funny because I can be out and about, and people will come up to me like, "You're the one that has the show. You're the woman that has the show, that morning show." And I'm like, wow, so you just never know who's watching. You never know who's looking. And for all of those who are looking, thank you. And for those who are trolling, thank you as well. Because every view I appreciate, every comment I appreciate. And even when you have negative comments, I mean, those work too. Because I want to know. And if you want to see something on the show that you haven't seen, let me know that too. I wanted to start like cooking in the kitchen and then tell you guys what I'm cooking. I wanted to do that. And it was so funny because when I did have the Thanksgiving show and I was trying to talk to y'all and cook, I couldn't chew gum and walk at the same time. There was no way I was going to be able to do that. And so now I understand those cooking shows when it's hard to cook and talk on TV without burning some stuff up because I tried. If you guys you guys don't believe me, go back and look at the Thanksgiving show. I was in my kitchen cooking my Thanksgiving dinner, and I called myself doing the morning show. Honey, I almost burnt the doggone house down. So yeah, I wanted to do the cooking thing. Then I had the idea to go on location, like different places, different restaurants, and have the show. Baby, the Wi-Fi issues that I had, if y'all go back and see me dealing with the Wi-Fi on location shows. It was just a nightmare. So now I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Because I wanted to do on location. I want to do the cooking. So here I am back in my place doing the show. But I'm thinking that I'm going to have to hire a media team. Yeah. Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show is going to start putting out some applications. And I'm going to start with college students, get some interns. Hello, interns. Everyone out there that is an intern and you are doing you wanting internship hours in social media, in media, in publishing, journalism, whatever the case may be, all you college students, internship opportunity with the Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show. Heads up, you guys, I need you. Contact me. Comment. Leave some comments on my Facebook page, on the Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show page, also on the Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show and Evenings with Mona Lisa, I think it's called. Both platforms. All college internship ships opportunity. All college students internship opportunity with the Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show. I'm going to put that out there because I'm thinking I'm going to have to build a media team. And this media team is going to be my team to follow me to these particular locations so I can have the doggone show. And also to set up the team so I can have the cooking show. I want to do cooking. I want to do um, on location, and when I say on location, I mean like restaurants, clothing stores. I want them to be able to run the, boom, show you guys what it looks like for me to be on the town in Savannah, in Garden City. Um, at these council meetings, handling all this voting stuff. I mean, everything. I just want this team. I just see it happening. I see it happening. So I'm calling out to every college student. Now, high school, it's summertime. And if your high school student is looking for some work, contact me, Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show. Okay. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, the website, monalisamonroe.com. Contact me, high school students and college students. There. Um, but it's funny because I was just talking about how hard it is to get workers. So I'm hoping this is not a hard situation. I'm hoping that, some folks is looking for some hours. Okay. And some money, right? So yeah. But I'm just, like I said, please tune in for the evening show. The evening show, we're going to have some dads with us. I'm excited about that. Dads, these dads work during the day, so quit playing. And they weren't able to be on the show this morning, but they will be on the show this evening. So I want you guys to tune back in, tune back in tonight to see these dads so we can give them their flowers now, so we can give them the shout out that they deserve. Yay, dad. Thank you so much for being there for your children. Thank you so much for working hard and making it happen for your family. And for those who grew up without a dad or without a dad that's active in your life, I get that too. Um, I didn't grow up with my dad, with my biological dad, but I did grow up with a stepdad, and his name was Robert Williams, aka Old Folks. And he was awesome. He was amazing. Cameron, Texas, giving y'all a shout out. Whoop whoop! Cameron in the house. He was great, but like I said, I didn't have my biological father there. So I mean, I get that. That's a tough thing. But these stepdads that are stepping in and making it happen for these families, give them um, the respect and honor that they deserve because they're doing what they can and dealing with children that they didn't have. You know what I'm saying? They didn't birth them, that's not theirs. They're not their own, but they consider them their own. So, giving shout out to stepdads and stepfathers, let me say that, fathers, stepfathers and fathers out there doing it well. Thank you so much. Um, all I can say is it's hard to be a parent. It's hard. So if you're not a father as of yet, and you're looking to be one, don't take this lightly. And I want you to consider the fact that once you do make that commitment on being a father, be there because the children need you, the mother needs you, you're being needed. So this is just now I want you to have my baby, all this kind of stupidness. This is a person that you're bringing into the world. This is a little person. And this little person can be a good person or a bad person. And it depends on the rearing and upbringing of this child. The environment matters. The parenting matters to these children. I mean, look at the examples that we have out there. We've got an 18-year-old mass shooter that, their parents are wondering what happened. Well, you bought him a gun for his birthday. I mean, sometimes these decisions that these parents are making because their child wants something, let's weigh it in, okay? Let's weigh that birthday gift. Let's weigh this thing out. Gun, cake, ice cream, gun. I mean, and you can't blame the music all the way. You can't blame the video games all the way. Parenting, you know, and they say, well, everybody can't be an expert because parenting, you don't have a blueprint. Correct. Correct. There is no blueprint on parenting. You can only parent what your database or your capacity can allow. You can only do so much because of what you've learned and what you have. Period, point blank. So you can't blame a parent so much because they only did what they could because that's all they knew or that's all they had. I wish that could be the case because in let's investigate because in some households the parents don't have a lot, but they raise some great kids. And then you have some cases where the parents have a lot and they have horrible kids. So you really can't say too much about, well, they didn't have, and that's how they ended up like this, and oh, they had a lot and they ended up, you really, it just, hey, you can only do your best. So why not say do your best? Now what does the best look like? Because somebody can say that wasn't her best. And you know what? You can't judge. You can't judge nobody. You really can't because you don't know everybody's situation. You don't know what everybody goes home to. My goodness. I remember this, I think it was 60 Minutes or some news show. And this kid was being bullied. You know how this bully situation goes. That's a whole nother red topic. But this kid was being bullied, right? Because of his clothes and the way he smelled and things like that. But he was a straight A student. Straight A student. But lo and behold, they followed this kid home And this kid was homeless. This kid was taking care of his siblings on his own. They were living in an abandoned home. And he was providing for his sister, his little sister, I think it was, and little brother. He was making sure they went to school every day. He was making sure they wiped down, wash their face, comb their hair every day. And he walked them to school every day. And then he went to school. Oh, goodness gracious of life. Think about what that child is going through mentally, emotionally, physically. He had to deal with bullies, and he had to deal with the life that he had to go home to, which was making sure his little brother and little sister was eating, clothed, sheltered, and he, no guidance. So he was their parent. Now, what happened to the parents? If I remember the story correctly, maybe somebody died, somebody was on drugs, something like that. Either way it goes, or either way it went, he took his brother and sister and left to protect them. Jeez, man. So he's already a parent, taking care of his brothers and sisters the best way he knows how. You see what I mean? My point was, you can't say anything about that because he's doing his best. That's fatherhood. He didn't birth them, but he's taking care of them the best way he knows how. So, long story short, the good news is, well, that was good news. I mean, he's making it. But the very good news was he graduated, top of his class. His siblings were A students, or whatever the case may be. But his story on what he did for his brothers and sisters went viral. And someone provided them with a home to stay in, because now he's in college and he doesn't want to leave them or whatever, but he doesn't stay on campus because he's taking care of his brother and sister. So anyway, long story short, someone provided him a place to stay, a car, money, college scholarships. So, boy, we are a strong people. Fathers, whether you had those children or not, if you are taking care of those children, way to go. And if you don't get that from your woman, your wife, your girlfriend, your man, oh man. Today on the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show, I'm giving it to you now. Awesome job, fathers. Way to go, fathers. Thank you for tuning in to the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show. And even when you push replay and replay this show today or any other day, I want all you guys to know we love you. We thank you. and we give you honor. Have a great day. Happy Father's Day every day. And thank you. And don't forget, tune in this evening to the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show, or evening, not tune in this evening with Evenings with Monalisa, okay? Thanks for tuning in today. Yeah, we cutting it off a little short, but I'm going to give you one last taste of the show video tonight, because I want you to tune in. And it's going to come on 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Little snippet of the commercial again. Tune in tonight.
Thank you for tuning in to Monalisa Late Night. Grab your glass and let's get started. But before we get there, please go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com. We've got merchandise, we've got t-shirts, we've got cups, we've got totes, we've got everything you need. We've even got my book, Life After the Diagnosis. So, let's go ahead, grab your glass, bottoms up, let's start talking.
All right. I see you guys tonight. 8 Central, 9 Eastern. You have a great one. Bye-bye.